Hey, I thought I'd talk about the camera that we just installed for virtual RailFan here at Cajon Pass. This is a view from my backyard, from my patio, and it gives you a chance to kind of see when people are asking about having a camera put in Cajon, where would be a good site. And so I thought, well, I've got a nice place that's overlooking Cajon Pass. Let's try my house. So I'm walking down. In fact, you can hear in the distance a train coming right now. The Cajon Pass is, owned by BNSF right now. It was started by Santa Fe in the 1800s, late 1800s. Second main line was put in 1913. But from this particular spot in my backyard, it's about halfway down my yard, I created an area for me to view and look around. And you can see the camera way down there. The train's coming right now, so I'm going to let it go by in a second. This is my view. By the way, you're hearing the wind. Wind here in the Cajon is all the time. It's, in fact, it's rare when it's not windy. We call this the windy mesa. By the way, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. It's about 60 degrees right now. It's May something. I think it's like May 3rd or May 4th right now. So you can see the wind's coming. The train's going to come by here in a second. Let's just not have to pass. And I'm going to go start talking about the camera. But here comes probably a BNSF train. Union Pacific has track rights. They do go through what's called the Palmdale cutoff from Colton. In fact, there's a train right now. You can see it's fairly loud even here in my backyard. I'm about back to my house. It's about let's see, probably about 200 feet. From my house to this area here. The camera back there is about another 500, well, we had to put 500 feet of cable. It's probably about 300 feet as the crow flies, or as the hawks fly. You'll see hawks flying around in here. You tend to see a lot of ravens, blackbirds or whatever, ravens. Of course, with the small birds and things, rabbits, roadrunners and things like that in the background. This is, again, the San Andreas Fault, which formed this area, which is what the track line is on. But I'm just going to start showing you. Okay, so we had to get the camera from down there. That's where we put the camera. It's an internet camera using IP to get power. So we put IP over, or what is it? Power over Ethernet, PoE injectors in the parent. But I'm walking back to my front yard, or to where it all starts. So here I am, going through. There's my pool house, swimming pool. It gets filled. I have to clean it constantly because of all the wind debris. I try to keep all my trees down to a minimum, although I am building more. So here I am walking back into my house. I'm going to go through the house. I don't think you need to see the house, so especially my wife doesn't like to show. I'm going to stop it for a second. No, I think I can go out through the backyard, through the garage. Because where it starts essentially is coming around the side. This is the back of my garage. Okay, here's going through this little gate. Okay, so really here's where it starts. It comes in from a charter. We have an internet protocol. I'm just kind of showing you a little bit. See that pole up there? They had to bring in a line, RJ. What is it? RJ11, I believe, the newer ones. Bring it into my house, comes in, drops down. They brought in a new line. It goes into the house right there. The old cable was in there, was RJ6, but they had to bring in RJ11 so we get high definition. Going inside the garage, it comes in the garage, and you see what I mounted most of it on the wall. There's still a UPS system I'm going to be adding to the back, but you've got the modem, the router modem essentially, the two power over injectors, one top, one bottom, a little power strip, and then of course the brick for the modem. but essentially it comes into that line. That other little black thing is my my swim device, SWM. It's what my DirecTV comes in on. But essentially, it comes, the two Ethernet, or the one Ethernet comes into this, and we drop in the two Ethernet wires. You see them going up into the air. I've still got to clean all this up, by the way. We just relatively finished it about a week or so ago. Still a lot of work to do in terms of cleaning it up, but so I'm getting a chance to see it before we do anything. But anyway, so there's where it comes in. You see we run two lines, one for each camera. One goes into the one power injector, the other one goes into the other power injector, and then of course into the modem, router modem, so it goes out to the internet. But essentially it comes up, those two cables, I gotta still fix them to the wall, goes through my attic. Here's my home layout. I had to kind of move it all around. I'm a modular layout builder. So there's some of my trains, had to move them out the way. But you see, it comes in from the ceiling down. We had to cut in some holes so we can come in. So there's the cables coming down. Another one here so that we can go out to the back. So I'm going to go out to the backyard again. You should see that. Okay, here I am in the back. So when it came in the wall, we had to come down here, and I had to cut a hole in my concrete sidewalk so we can bring up the cable, or really bring the cable out of the garage into this area here, dig underneath this little sidewalk, and go out here. I have a ramp that goes down because my land's kind of elevated. You can see here's my backyard, and the pool area, what we call the pool yard, is about 4 feet deep. My land slopes away tremendously to the tracks. Eventually, it's about 600 feet from here all the way back. Or do the math, I figured 3, 4. Yeah, it's about 600 feet, I guess. Anyway, so here's the ramp. We had to dig all this up. First of all, we had to put it underneath the sidewalk, underneath, you know, jetted, whatever they call it, jetted. You can see I'm still cleaning this up. I used to have it. It was a gravel ramp. I'm gonna maybe concrete it. It makes it a little easier to walk. But all of this was essentially dug up, trenched. The conduit is underneath this trench. Those two cables going under here to this part of my backyard, which is again my pool house. There's my pool over there, pool house, keep a pool table in it, stuff like that. Anyway, so we had to go underneath this sidewalk. This is 16 feet. Those two Ethernet cables went underneath here, came around to the back. It goes underneath that. Back here where my pool equipment is, that was all dug up. I'm still in the process of filling this back up with all the ground for this. So this is my pool equipment area, but essentially the two conduits are the two Ethernet cables are underneath this little area here. I've already finished this, and it goes around here, comes through this little tiny little nicky-nacky area here. This is, I'm building a what do you call it, horseshoe pit. That's the benefit of doing all this digging and stuff. Anyway, so it comes through here. You see I still got this exposed because we had to dig this trench. I haven't had a chance to close this up yet. But anyway, so it went through there, down this direction here, down, I'm walking. So that's another, back to the house. See the house is way up there now. Coming through here, coming back around here to the back. Now I'm in the back of my backyard into what we call our desert yard. So it came down that way through there. It's still underground. I turn here and go this way. I've got an opening here because I had a water source. So I thought, well, since I'm digging this trench, I'm going to bring my water. I got a little water. I'm going to put an outhouse out here, a little Santa Fe telephone booth. I'm turning it into an outhouse so I can have, you know, when we're out here in the pool and area and we want to use a bathroom, we can come out here rather than walking all the way through the house. So that's why that water line is right there. It's to be built there. Things to do. So you start seeing, I laid out the line. I got a little greenhouse that I'm going to put in here for my wife. So I laid out some foundation for it. But essentially now the Ethernet is coming along the back of this property here. back of my house. You see, I left the trench open here. I hadn't had a chance to even fill it. So here's the trench. You see some little bit of traffic here, but essentially the water line and the Ethernet cable is in this trench going all the way to the back here. You're hearing the wind. It's starting to get still blowing. It blows all the time. So again, there's the trench from here to here, underground, coming to this area. And again, I brought up water and power. I brought in a new power line because we thought we were going to put the power injectors out here, but it turns out we can leave them inside the house, in the garage. So, but you know, I've got power here in case I want to do something. Water line coming up. So the Ethernet cables pop out of the ground right there. You can see them there. I'm going to go ahead and bury that now because we thought we were going to now just lay them on the ground. But decided that's not probably wise to do because laying the cable on the ground, you'll get rodents or whatever, squirrels, golf balls everywhere. Anyway, so we thought we'd bring it to go ahead and bury. So there, it's buried in about a 12-inch to 16-inch trench. Coming out here, we now buried it just in a 6 inches, dug it out with a pickaxe, me and my son, essentially. So it goes here, the two cables come on here, you can't hardly see all, you look at the ground, dirt, but again it goes to the edge of my property here. And I'm walking down, you can see the camera there on the way in the background there, that's where we're trying to ultimately see. There's a big raven. We get these freaking ravens everywhere. But anyway, so it goes here, it goes down, and I don't know if you can see it or not, but you can see the land that's scarred. We kind of buried it through there. I'm not going to walk that way, it's too steep. There's a track, and again from here back to my house it's probably another 400 feet, because that's a good 300 feet there. So there's the 700 feet, 600 to 700 feet. I mean, I did measure it once because I have to get the drawing, so I know exactly where I'm putting my this cable at. But essentially, it's about 750 feet away from the house. I know that because of the cable. I'm going on the side of the house, the property here, so I can go out to where the camera is. But you can see it's a really long walk. In the process of going to be building my new train room, getting it out of the garage. It's going to be really kind of put it around in this area here. You see the stakes I put out for it. It's going to be in the form of a Santa Fe depot. At least I designed it that way. Big store, big warehouse essentially. You know, the freight house is going to be where my train room is, and the guest corridor. So here I am walking. I think I hear another train coming. That's a UP. See all these things. Again, we tend to get a train every 30 minutes. And they say there are 100 trains come a day. Well, do the math. 100 trains divided by 24. I don't know. Can't do the math. Anyway, so you can see back to the house. I just made a quick 360. And continue to walk. Walk. At one time I counted it from my back of my house, you know, patio, when I walked out to where my train room is going to be, is 367 steps. I know that because I counted them. And I said, wow, that's all. I'm going to have to get myself a little train to get myself to the train room. That's a freaking long walk. So you can still see what's coming on the train. It looks like the bell cars. But anyway, so here we go. I'm walking. It's going to get loud because, of course, trains are loud. And I'm getting closer to the trains. So I'm walking through my edge property. So here I am. I got a little birdhouse here, and here's the back of my property where I can build. I can build up to this. In fact, my neighbor across the way, he built in a corral for his horses. We got horses here. You know, my property is 1.5 acres, so a lot of land, but mine being close to the edge like this is thin and long. I'm 100 feet wide by, 600 feet long, I think, 700 feet long. I don't know, do the math. Anyway, so you look, I came through that little path through these junipers, which are wild. My other neighbor over there built a big, huge metal shed. I don't know what he does in it. I think that one time we were showing that picture, and there goes the train, showing that picture in the eastbound camera. Oh, there goes a high railer, the BNSF guys. That's not the BNSF police. They're always seem to be out here, because all of this is private property, even across the ways, except of course the right of way for the train. So we have dirt riders trying to complain that, you know, we're going to kill them and we're invading on their deal. Well, they're riding on our property, so they're illegal. The road across the street goes up to the old abandoned dump of this area. It's now someplace else. So I'm walking further down, and now you can see I'm pretty steep now. It's starting to become really steep because you can see the track from the track to my property is 200 feet down. Beside, you know, down in elevation. By the way, the Cajon in this particular area is about 3,600 feet off of sea level. So I'm going to start walking down, but this is relatively steep. You might even see me in the camera now, because I think I'm going to become exposed to the camera view here pretty soon, because it is a live feed. There's the camera over there. So I'm coming down, walking. This, you're going to chance that. I don't know what that garbage bag is there. It's been on both sides, so somebody's been doing something. See, I think what it is that because they're going to be building a third rail through here, BNSF. I've heard people say, well, you know, it's owned by Amtrak, it's owned by it's a Santa Fe line, it's BNSF. 2 lines. The UP has track rights. So there's the camera plowing away. Hello, you're probably going to see me on the camera. I'm getting down to this little valley. At one time we thought about putting the camera in this little gully here, and you could see this much. And here I am at track. We were going to bring the camera at one time here, so you get a nice view. Okay, here comes a road grader. And there's where that BNS guy, he stopped over there, because they're going to be putting this third main coming in this area here. I believe it's going to be on this inside track, on the north side. Let's see, the east side, or the south side track, was the original line when they put the second main line in 1913, I believe. It's this inside track which became Main 1. It goes around Sullivan's Curve, essentially, the one that goes further south of the summit, obviously, and around over there, right on top of the home. So there's a camera up there. I'm going to climb this little hill, because we wanted to put the camera on a good spot. So not only can you see those, like the road work that's going to be happening here, but you can see this S curve that's around here. In fact, here I am climbing, almost killing myself. This little hill is about, I don't know, 40 feet off the track. So now I'm standing underneath the camera. We're seeing the road work. He's going to come in, because they're going to start doing a lot of work in this area. So that's one of the reasons why we want to put this camera. And I'm at the base of the camera, and you see we see that little spit of land sticking out a little bit. So that's why the camera is about, what, 15 feet high above me here. That's where you get a nice view. In fact, here I'm going to turn it around and show you both sides of my eye. So there's the camera, yay, way up there. Here comes the work guy. So they're doing all this work. And that's what it took. So I think I'm going to go ahead and cancel and say I'm going to post this on Facebook on my SoCal Wizard blog page. But one more time. Another little area we thought about putting the camera a little bit. But you can see this is definitely on the track of where the dirt riders come, and we didn't really want to do that, even though it's a nice, relatively flat area. And it would have been good. Not sure what he's doing. It looks like I think he's picking up all that trash that was sold. He's definitely picking up something with this stuff, yeah. He's picking up all the metal see, that's the third rail. Yeah, see, that's the third rail he's picking up. And they're laying that out, getting it ready for, again, the third main line that's going to be coming through this area. So stay tuned. You're going to start seeing some nice track work that's going to be done. So again, here I am at the top. I'm above. I'm probably at the level of the camera here, and I'm looking across now. So you can see I'm losing that track because I'm further back as well. In fact, I'm really on my property. There's the edge of my property line. I had to find it. That other one, I try to put some no posting signs, but people ignore them anyway. So, and then there's the other side of my property over there. So this is really on the edge of my property line. But again, that guy is, they're moving the rail around. They're getting ready to work on the third main. But I dug it through here. In fact, I believe that underneath this area right here, it's under concrete because of all the trail riders. And it goes along that edge, goes all the way back, and there's where that pergola is that I built for my RailFan back in the day. Now I'm using the camera to RailFan. But you know, we got a little bonfire, we sit out there sometimes. So here we are. This is what I see in my view to kind of give you guys a good idea of what's going on and why I said, hey, come to my house. I got a great view of Cajon Pass. Trades happen all the time. And there's going to be some activity, especially this third mail coming in. It's scheduled to be done by the end of the year, I think, or at least in this area. It ends right now at Summit. And then from Summit all the way up to Victorville, which is around the corner up there, you know, through the frost line. Main 1 crosses Main 2. It goes on it becomes right-hand running like it normally does. This is left-hand running over here in this area of the district. This is 1st District, Los Angeles Division of the Santa Fe, or BNSF, I should say. By the way, people ask what that little device is down there. That's a rail and flange lubricator. It's solar powered, so when trains pass in the area, they spit oil on it to, I guess, help with the friction going uphill or downhill. I don't know. It doesn't escape me why they would do it, because you think you slide versus slide, but because it's not giving them grip, obviously. But anyway, so here I am. Last time, I'm going to go ahead and go. It's freaking cold. But again, it's about 60 degrees, but the wind blowing it. It's about 55, and we are in May. So, but summertime, it's going to get a lot warmer. It's always cool in the evening, and it's very pleasant in the evening, even during the summertime. And in wintertime, of course, this whole area could tend to be snow covered. Definitely in mountains. By the way, those mountains on the right or west, Mount Baldy, skiing up in that area. And if I pan to the left, pan straight across, Silverwood Lake is across that hills, not the far hills, but Silverwood Lake's in there. And by the way, that little straight down, I thought it was 138. It's not. That's Summit Valley. 138 is on the other side of that great hill. If you look at that mountain in the background that way, that's Big Bear Mountain. Again, there's a ski resort up in that area. So that's, oh, here comes the train. So last chance, so we'll end it with the train going by. Looks like this is a BNSF. He's right-hand running, so he probably crossed over, because that means there's probably somebody coming down. Normally that, so he's on main 2, the original main line essentially. But that's him, and that's what you're seeing. So that's why we're here.